Hello to all my friends out there. So, we meet again. It's very hot. I just got home from my 2 hours of walking. And hopefully I will be able to continue the walking. So I didn't want to wait in line 15 minutes for a bag of ice. And so, I'm going without ice. My tea is really cold. I might try later on to go up there because, I'm an insomniac. If you notice, I look very tired and haggard. Well, what I did was I discontinued my sleeping pills. Yes, because I saw some videos and they say your kidneys don't like to metabolize Tylenol and aspirin. So I cut myself off sleeping pills, and so I was suffering a lot. I'm not sure how long my suffering will last, but I would say for a long-term habit, it might be 90 days. So I was walking around the mall today. And I told you guys I met up with two men who kind of beg. And one was young and one was kind of older. So they were basically trying to get money. So finally, the one young one met me at the front door of Walmart and said, "Will you buy me a Coke?" At that point, I said, "You need to collect cans." So you might be going, "Wow, Rhoda, you're so mean." Well, once he could get it into his head that any day he wants a Coke, if he can collect 20 cans, he's got a Coke. If he can collect 60 cans, then he could have a small hamburger and a Coke. And I haven't seen him since. Okay, the other one today said to me, and I was talking to him, I said, "Well, why don't you try to get a little merchandise business?" Actually, I was kind of proud of him. It was kind of funny in a funny way. So today he goes, "How about you buying some of my rocks?" And I go, "Oh, yeah, okay, I'm a rock collector. Let's see what you've got." And he shows me his rocks, and I said, "Well, just let me look at them." So I look at the rocks, and I said, "How much for the whole collection?" That doesn't mean I'm buying the whole collection, although if I thought the price was good, I might. And so he goes, well, I couldn't give you a price on the whole thing. And I said, "Well, how much for one rock?" And he didn't want to give me a price on one rock. And so he said, "Well, walk around," like he's got to tell me to walk in circles. And, I'll try to think. He said $80 for the whole collection. I go, "That is not happening." And I left, and I walked around. I went to McDonald's. I came back, and so he had taken some of the rocks out, and I said, "Which rock will you give me for $1?" This did not make him happy. So what he did is he took one rock and he threw it out of the bag, and he goes, "There, just take it." So I gave him $1, and I took the rock. And this is the rock he sold me. Let me give you a close-up. So I got his rocks. Actually, I kind of like it. But to tell you the truth, I thought $1 was fair. So I'm crazy. I get home, I'm expecting my rock. Yes. So I said to him, I said, this is a step up for you. Because he's like the other one. The other one collect cans. He can get $1 any day of the week. This guy can sell his rocks most likely for $1. It is easier to sell something for $1 than $80. I buy things all the time for a living. This is what I do for a living since I quit doing hair. But when I was a hairdresser, this is what I know. The person deserves a good deal. The best deal I can give that person for the money. Now, I'm not giving a person a $40 haircut in a $10 salon because that's unfair to my client that pays me 40 bucks. But I can give them a basic haircut that looks nice and will last them for 6 to 8 weeks for $10. That's a good deal. So then I started doing the swap meet, and when I went there, and this is what I'm doing going through my stuff, is I'm going through each item and I'm saying to myself, if I sell this to someone, will they love it? Will they really be happy that they bought it? And will this item sell when I post it? And that's what I'm doing. So I sell rocks, but what I do is I wait, and when someone dies or someone grows up, their parents donate their rock collections. And if you saw my swap meet stuff, I had tables full of rocks, and I sold them to kids for $20. And I did the same thing he did. I took all the good rocks out. So I have no idea what he was planning on charging me, but I wasn't in the market because I did see the collection. And it's not really, what I do is I buy rocks and shells, and then I use them like for my rooftop garden and stuff. So I sell costume jewelry, rocks, all kinds of rocks and stones and dollhouses. Maybe some of you saw my dollhouses. I couldn't find any videos, but if I do, I'll post them. One day I was selling dollhouses, and I sold them really, really reasonable. And I think this one dollhouse was a big old dollhouse. I said like $20, and the parents said, well, no. And then like after a while they came back, and the poor little girl had cried so hard the entire front of her entire blouse was wet, her whole front, from crying. I cried that much when I gave birth, so I felt sorry for her, and I said, well, how much? You know, they said 15, and I said, well, how can I say no? Clothes, paintings are getting hard to find. And semi-precious stones. Okay, so I was selling costume jewelry, so you will notice this is a citrine necklace. But I want to take this off to give you a little bit of an idea how pretty these really, really are. Somebody asked me, does anyone buy those? And I go, oh yeah, they buy them. This is turquoise and citrine. See how much better it looked before? And then I have a Diana and Prince Charles and a William and Kate cup, and I collect those. So I don't sell them, but if I was like poor, I am poor, but if I was starving, and the guy said to me, well, you have some nerve with your nice car. And I'm going, what is it about my effing car? I have a Corolla, for God's sakes. Okay, so now, one day I went to the swap meet. So this is about a guy who needed the money too that day, and I picked up this watch, and this is a really nice watch. This is Mark Echo. How much for this watch? It's brand new, and he said 50 bucks, and that's fair price. And I thought, yeah, well, it's just like the rocks. I don't want to pay that much. So I got a couple more watches. This is this is an Armiton watch, but it's got a pretty band. And this is some kind of cheap watch, but it's got a really pretty band. See? Stainless steel band. These watches are worth nothing, like 10 bucks. And it costs you $5 to put a battery in. And then this is a really nice watch. Now the beautiful thing about this watch is the band, and it's 18 karat. So I got the four watches together, and I said, how much? And he said, how much could you do? Because he's a little bit more experienced than the other guy. Go 20. And he goes, well, 30, I have to make some money because it costs you $30 to get in. So I said, okay. And so I was planning on going back because, you know, he gave me such a good deal, but, you know, it's a coronavirus season. And then this is, I collect spoons. Okay, spoons have no value, but they are collectible. I actually really like this spoon. This is a spoon, a London spoon. Look how pretty. I could scoop my sugar into my tea. My grandmother had a nice big spoon collection. I don't have the spoons, but I have the spoon cases. And then this is a Rolex spoon. This is actually pretty. So you might be thinking, Rolex, ooh, that's expensive. No, they're pretty much valueless. And then this is a really nice Arizona spoon. Another thing, if you ever want to sell spoons, don't clean them up. You sell them as is. So, okay, today at the mall, the people were very desperate for money. I could see that. It's the end of the month. So I gave the guy his $1 for this rock. I think $1 was a fair price, you guys. Am I buying another rock tomorrow? No, I'm not. One is enough. Okay, so now I gave him his $1 and he was pretty ungracious. Which, you know, you may think, well, what the hell can you do with $1? So I decided to go to Walmart and I decided to buy some dollar stockpiles. So the first thing I bought was a chicken ramen soup and a can of tuna. Guess what? There wasn't any tuna. So I have this one at home. And so the noodle soup was 28 cents and the tuna was 68 cents, so that's 96 cents. Then I bought a can of spaghetti and meatballs. The meatballs are good. And I bought that for 87 cents. Okay, I had 4 cents left over here and I had 13 cents left here. Then I bought a can of pinto beans and a box of cornbread. And that was 95 cents, 5 cents left over. Then I bought a can of green beans and then I have cornbread. And green beans are actually more expensive than pinto beans. So I make both of these the same. I put bacon in these, and what I do is I cut my bacon in half, and then I take a 1/4 pound of bacon and I throw it in the beans and cook them down. I don't chop it. And then I eat it on my cornbread. And tonight I'm going to be making some cornbread muffin tops. And what I do is I just fill my muffin paper very low, and I'm going to put corn and diced green chilies. And then what I like to do is take my strips of bacon and eat them on the cornbread. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, least you think I'm cruel. If the guy had sold 1 rock per day, then chances are he would not be in this shape. You know, it just isn't enough money. You've got to do something. You've got to go to the food banks. You've got to go to Section 8. You don't need a job. You've got to get a car. You've got to find a way to make a little money. Okay, now we have noodle soup and this pizza crust mix. So you can make some flatbread and some soup. And then pizza crust mix and potted meat. So the noodle soup and crust mix was 80, and the pizza crust and potted meat was $1.02. So you know, I was $2 or 2 cents over. So here is the list. So this month is almost over. If you don't have much food, go to the food pantry. Okay, mushroom soup and pizza crust mix. Pizza crust mix and tuna fish. So the mushroom soup and the pizza crust mix made me over by 2 cents. The pizza crust mix and the tuna was over by 20 cents. But it's worth it. Pork and beans and Vienna sausages. And that is 91 cents, 9 cents left over. Noodle soup and Vienna sausages. So that one is only 71 cents, and that leaves 29 cents left over. So here is this list. Then so now mind you guys, I'm not spending any money. I'm looking forward to the debates. Then I bought 2 bananas, and then what I did at Walmart, the bananas were 25 cents. So I looked around, I found the biggest bananas, no brown spots to speak of, and not green, and those were 25 cents. So those bananas were literally twice as big as some of the small bananas. I bought 2 lemon pies, you know, for a little fruit, 50 cents each. And I bought 2 yogurts, and so the strawberry yogurt is 30 and the cherry yogurt is 32 for some reason. So if you were really broke, you would take the strawberry because it's cheaper by 2 cents. So you might be going 2 cents, who cares? Okay, so now here is the leftover 74 cents from being very cheap. So you could buy 1 banana and 1 yogurt, or 1 pie and 1 banana or yogurt. So that is how you can get by. So now one more thing. I have a question for you guys. So now he threw this rock out, you know, for my $1. So now you guys, do you think he deserves me to buy another rock tomorrow from him for $1? In my life, yes, in my life, I used to work until I was sick. Yes, for my money. So I would like to hear under comments if you think he deserves another $1 tomorrow. I think he had a very ungracious attitude, but I will consider it. That is a big step up for him. At least he's trying to sell something. Okay, you guys, please like, comment, and subscribe, and God bless you all.